Hey, sorry about that, guys. I had to reboot my live stream. Connection issues. Like I said, I'm a little too far from my router, my wireless router. So I've had some issues with it, but I probably won't get too many people on this because of the time of the day. I got to remember I need to do this later. Probably should start this at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. A lot more people are going to be on there. Hey, Infamous. Nice to see you, my friend. Yeah, I got this one to work. I don't know. The other one was just a bad connection. It kept giving me notifications that it was not connecting right. So looks like I got this one to work a little bit better. So we got 5 people on there. BTC Moon Guy, great show with Jim's Comics. Yeah, that was a good show. That was a good panel. It was nice to see Esteban. He was doing a little work for us, doing a little drawing. I think on Jim's show, on his channel, he's going to announce who's going to win the print, the art print, along with the comic book. I think that was for Stranger. He did the cover for Stranger Things, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I know streaming later would be good. Maybe what I'll do is I might do this again a little later tonight. Maybe at like 9 o'clock or 9:30. I'll do it late. Usually if I do it late, people don't mind. It seems like people are up late. For 3 giveaways. Yeah, you're right. There was 3. I believe Esteban had three prints and 3 comic books still that he was just going to give away to people in the chat, or people that registered for it through the chat, I believe. Yeah, I think what I'll do, I think I'll come back on here. So I might do this for a few minutes and just to waste some time. I'll do this for a few minutes and then I'll come back. Maybe I'll come back around 9 p.m., 9:30. So look for a later indication from me. So some of you might be like, "Hey, I don't want to watch the show twice." So, I won't show my comic books until the later show. So I'll just kind of shoot the shit right now, drink a little. I'll be nice and loose by the 9 o'clock or the 9:30 show, so that'll be good. I'm gonna run out real quick and refill my lighter. My lighter just ran out. I'll be right back, guys. 1 second. Oh, all right. How was that for some dead air? Just a Rican, thanks for joining the chat. What we got going on here? Who's in the chat? Gabriel Fonseca. I probably brutalized that pronunciation. Sorry. Gabriel, thanks for coming to the chat. I posted some stuff on Instagram today that looks pretty cool. I think I'll talk about that tonight as well. Couple of exclusive covers that look really, really nice. One of them's for a book coming out. Artist. I've bought a lot of his stuff. He did those Transformers covers. He seems to be really good at doing detail. So I'm gonna highlight that in the later show. So everybody that's in the chat, I got 8 people, which is cool. But I think I'll do this again tonight at like 9 or 9:30. I'll end up getting more people. I have a little bit bigger audience, but yeah, that show that I did with Jim's Comics really was cool because I was at like 551 subscribers, and now I'm at 605 or something a couple days later, right? So, man, me few subscribers pretty quickly from doing that show. So it was good exposure for me. I'm hoping to do more of those with Jim. Jim's one of these guys that, you know, he's brilliant when it comes to researching comic books and finding out, hey, this is an appearance here of this character. And yeah, he's really good at following a lot of the current stuff and realizing, kind of highlighting, hey, did you know that this person was also in this book? And here's his real first appearance. He's really good at that. He's probably the best I've seen at being able to do that. So that's why he has a ton of subscribers. So being affiliated with him definitely helps my channel. I mean, I think it's going to grow it pretty well. And if I can rope him down to doing one of those, probably at least once a month would be really nice. But you know, he works a lot. He's got a very demanding job. I don't have a very demanding job, if you hadn't noticed. That's why I'm able to do like 4 or 5. I do probably 4 or 5 videos a week. You know, I'm kind of semi-retired. I work kind of part-time. I still work, but not a ton of hours. So see if I can read this in the chat here. Hey, Jim's Comics. Just talk about you. He goes, hey, turd. So I can give my new nickname. So he calls Nick's the Knob. He calls him Knob. Yeah, Jim's Comics says you put a solid 2 hours a day. Yes, 2 hours is a lot of work, man. Jesus. Somebody has to do it. Yeah, so we got some good people in the chat here. I'm glad Jim was able to pop in, say hi. So I was telling him, if I could get you to commit to doing a show at least once a month, man, that would be awesome. We have a good time. I mean, we see eye to eye on most things, I think. And once in a while, we'll let Nick join, you know. And Just a Rican, I've been on his show a couple times. I think I was on one of his last shows, that Coast to Coast show. I did a little news segment. It's like you had me come in as like a news correspondent. I did my little 5 minutes and, okay, see you later, Justice. All right, bye. All right, everybody, you see it right there in the comments. Jim said once a month sounds good. All right, we're going to hold your feet to the fire on that, my friend. 1 month, that's perfect. I mean, I would speak, but I know that's probably not doable, but once a month is awesome. And Just a Rican said he wants to do it again on Sunday. Yeah, I'm available this Sunday. I'm not out of town or anything, so that's good. Most of my weekends I can definitely schedule it. It's not a big deal. Usually my stuff, I got my son's soccer and all that. It's usually in the mornings. So afternoons usually work pretty well for me. Yeah, so what else we got in the chat? Infamous says, son, I got another assignment for you. All right. Infamous says, once a month around time solicitations. Drop would be interesting. Lots of content to dig through and spec. Yeah, so I've been doing pretty consistently a video on upcoming solicitations. So I know I did one for November, and I believe I did one not too long ago for December. So I'll just go through, usually what I do is I go through the pre-order list on Midtown, all their pre-orders, and I'll just kind of look at some of the books that I'm interested in and kind of highlight that. So yes, I've done some new solicitations. So if you look back on my videos, I think it actually says, it'll usually say DC solicitations for the month of, and it'll say Marvel solicitations for the month of November or whatever. So I've done a few of them. But yeah, what we could do is Jim's Comics and I can do a show together to just go over that. That'd be perfect. We could, because Jim goes into, yeah, he's the guy that gets the preview book and like reads through every single freaking page. I will read some of the solicitations, usually through Midtown, you know, because they'll have like a little paragraph, but I don't dig into it as much as Jim does. So yeah, that'd be cool if we could do a show just on that, on new solicitations. I think that would be very popular. I think a lot of people would love that. We got Azarus Tiger says once a month with the two of you is a definite must watch. Yeah, I agree. I think it would be good. Infamous says you just get the idea. There are some many hints on covers previewed and a small synopsis. Yeah, some stuff you're not going to know, right? Some of the companies, Marvel does that a lot. Where they don't want you to know if there's an upcoming character or there's some plot change. Sometimes they'll give you a hint, right? Sometimes a cover might do that, but a lot of times they'll just they'll wait to the last moment, the week before, and somebody from Diamond or somebody that owns a comic book shop, kind of leaks it a little early. So there was something this week. I don't know if you guys were aware. There was a recall on a book. I don't think it's really doing anything. It's not heating up the book, I don't think. I looked on eBay. The prices, there's a couple of people asking $10 to $15, but there's a book called, what's it called? Nomen Omen? I don't know. It's by Image. Yeah, Image #1. So the blank cover apparently was recalled. There's something wrong, they said, with the stitching. I mean, I got a copy here. I don't see anything wrong with it. So it looks like it's in perfect shape to me. So I don't know why it's being recalled, but I did verify that on Diamond's website, the book is getting recalled. So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to. Sometimes recalled books go up and they, for at least a week or two, they're on fire, and sometimes they don't. I don't think that one's moving. I could be wrong about that, but I saw somebody post that on Instagram or somewhere. I saw a notice on it, and I was at the comic book shop today, and they had 2 on the wall, so I grabbed them. I don't know if it's going to be worth anything or not, but Jim's Comic says, sounds like Marvel might be bringing Alejandra Jones to Ghost Rider movies. Ghost Rider #1, Volume 7 is a good one to get. There you go, folks. The guru has spoken. Jim's Comics. He just gave you a spec pick right there. Everyone's right now typing on eBay. Ghost Rider #1, Volume 7. So that might be a good book. I don't know. I might have that book. I have several Ghost Rider #1s in my collection. I don't know if I have that one. I can't think of what that book might be, so I'll have to look. Infamous says you just get the idea that there are some. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. Infamous says yes, my shop had that, but after Jim's Comics says recalled books don't do well the long term, I got rid of most of mine. Yeah, so I kind of agree. Most of the time, long term, I don't think they do much. For a week or two, they jump up in value. So I grabbed a couple of them. I don't know if this thing goes to like $30, $40, $50 on eBay. I'll unload one, then I'll use that. I posted some stuff on Instagram. I'm getting a lot of activity on Instagram on those covers I posted today. So if you haven't taken a chance, look on my Instagram page. I posted a couple covers today. The one that looks really, really good is Philadelphia #1. There's a John Gallagher cover. Man, that cover is sick. I mean, I knew he was a good artist because he was really good at doing detail, but man, I didn't think he was that good. I mean, I've not seen him do like a facial cover. Most of the time, it's like an action cover, like he's done the Transformers, where I could tell he does a lot of detail. He likes doing detail, but man, that cover is. I think that cover is going to sell out. So there's only 500 available. We'll see. If Jim's Comics mentions it on his next video, it'll be sold out. I don't know. I'm getting up there. I mean, I think once I cross 1,000 subscribers, then I start to be relevant, somewhat relevant. What else is so? A couple of good books I'll show later on the later show. I'll do the show at around 9:30. I got some really good books to highlight that I picked up. A couple of them I picked up today, and then a couple of them came in the mail in the last couple of days. So I'll highlight that. But I wanted to show everybody that Omen. I guess I don't know. It's total speculation. It seems like the print run on that's pretty low, but the B cover is really, really nice on that book. So I think that was by Becky Cloonan, I think, did the cover on that. Jim's Comics says, "Don't forget about me when you become big time." Yeah, I'm sure. I'll never be as big as you, my friend. I'll never catch your subscriber list. I can guarantee that. Infamous says, "What I enjoy about you guys is having Esteban Salinas on was how it helped him gain him exposure so he can be more in demand for more covers." Yeah, I noticed, I think what they're going to do is Black Cape, who he seems to have sort of an exclusive deal with, I don't think they're going to do these 100 print run books anymore. I think they're going to be at least 250. I wouldn't be surprised if they up them to 500 per cover that he does, because he's becoming too popular now. That last cover that he did, The Demon in the Sea, I mean, that thing sold out. I mean, we talked to Esteban, and I think Jim knew about this as well. I think it sold out in under 5 minutes. So I got lucky to buy one, and I was telling everybody, if you want to make sure you get one really quickly, you got to use Apple Pay. Use your phone, don't use your laptop, and use Apple Pay, because Apple Pay is instantaneous. I mean, it's like if you use PayPal, it has to go to PayPal's site. Believe it or not, that couple 20, 30 seconds to go to PayPal to confirm, the book might be gone. I mean, I've had that happen to me. That happened to me, and Jim will confirm. Jim's Comics will confirm this. He tried to get it as well. It was an Alex Ross Detective 1000 cover. It was an homage to Detective Comics 27. That book was hot, and on Alex Ross's site, I think he was only asking like $30, $25 or $30, and I was literally in the checkout. You know, I was on it right when the time came up. I was on the site checking out. It took me to PayPal, and by the time I confirmed it with PayPal, it said it was sold out. So literally, I did not get the book. If I had Apple Pay back then, I don't even know if Apple Pay was available back then, but if I had Apple Pay and I used Apple Pay, I would have owned the book. And it's it's like a $150, $200 book now. It's crazy. Hey, Marcus, welcome to the chat. My good friend Marcus. Yeah, I had a lot of people message me that they really enjoyed that live stream. So we'll definitely do it again. Jim Comics agreed to do it. We'll try to get different guests. I mean, maybe we'll have Just a Rican on there. We can have different people in the community that we know and work with. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, let's see here. Shannon Mayer. You never know. I mean, some of these guys are on Instagram, so some of these artists, and they're, it doesn't hurt to reach out to them and say, hey, I've got a YouTube show. I would love to promote you. I don't think, Shannon Mayer doesn't need promoted at this point, I don't think. But, there could be other artists that aren't as well known that I think would absolutely do it. There's a couple. What was that one? I messaged back and forth with this artist named Ingrid. Oh, man. Ingrid Gala. Gala. She's really nice person, really good artist. I've messaged back and forth with her a few times. I bet I could get her to come on the show. And she's a really good artist. She might be willing to do that. So a lot of time, that's what's great about social media, Twitter, Instagram. You can DM these people and just say, hey, I've got this live show that I do, and we have a lot of people that tune in, and would you like to come on? Somebody that's not blown up super famous and in demand a lot, they probably will do it. So yeah, we'll definitely give it a shot. I know Jim and I both have been sort of developed a relationship with Esteban, and that made it easier, to get him on the show. So yeah, we'll definitely look at maybe adding a few artists, maybe a writer or two. I think some of these people are willing to do that. You just have to ask them nicely and tell them, hey, this is going to help promote you. Some of them may care about that. Some of them don't. Yeah. So if we're going to do a monthly show, I don't think it would be that hard to get an artist or a writer on. Maybe not every month, but on Instagram, if he finished it. I'm sure he's going to, because he told me he's been getting a lot of requests for him to do more of the monsters. He did that Frankenstein picture, which was awesome. I'd like to see him do the what was it? The Creature of the Black Lagoon. That's a famous one, right? That'd be awesome if he could do one of those. I think that would be a really nice looking piece if he did that one. All right, what else is going on? Infamous said it happened. So he had the same problem trying to buy a Harley Detective 1000 black and white. Yeah, I remember that cover. The thing did sell out fast. I didn't go crazy. I know there's a lot of people that bought every cover. I bought a couple store exclusives. I don't think I bought any of the regular. I didn't buy any of the regular covers. I don't think. I think most of my Detective 1000s were all store variants. I'll have to look back and see. I know one of them was. I'm trying to think. I think Jock did one of them. I think I bought one that was a Jock cover. Yeah, there was several. Ji Hung Lee, I think, was the one that was pretty popular, did well. Yeah, what else is going on? I was going over some of the books that were coming out this Wednesday. Let me just look real quick. That came out this Wednesday. That was out. That book's been pretty good. Spawn 301, that's the big Image book that came out this week. So that's the first book that actually makes it the longest independent run. It's number 301. I've not had a chance to read it yet. I think the one I picked up was the Matina Virgin cover. That was pretty nice. I think a lot of people like that McFarlane parody cover that he did. And there's also that Virgin incentive cover by McFarlane was pretty nice too. $25. And I also picked up the Alex Ross Virgin cover and the Bill Sienkiewicz. Sienkiewicz one's okay. It's not, it was all right. Now that I look at it longer, I'm like, the Alex Ross one's way better. And the J. Scott Campbell one's pretty good too. I picked up that Virgin as well. Let's see here. So that was it for Image. Marvel this week. Absolute Carnage Miles Morales #3 dropped. Usually I'm picking up all the A covers on that. Amazing Fantasy Facsimile Edition. Definitely have that on the pull list. As Jim says, that's probably the only way I'm going to own that list. I just happen to run across it. You'd be like getting hit by lightning. What else? Marvel. So Marvel books have dropped. What else on Marvel? Good. Powers of X #6. Definitely have that on my pull list. The A cover. A lot of nice covers. I've been picking up most of the Huddleston variant cover, so I grabbed that, and I also picked up the Foreshadow cover. Midtown doesn't show it now. I mean, everybody knows what it looks like. So who's sitting on the throne? I think it's Sunspot. So it's either going to be Sunspot or it could be Vulcan. Vulcan, of course, is Scott Summer and Havoc's brother, right? So his first appearance, I think, was in X-Men Deadly Genesis #1. I have that entire run. It's a good run. It was a good read. I liked it. So it's going to be one of those two. I think most people are betting on Sunspot as that character, the Red King, as they say. It's a possibility, small possibility. It could be Vulcan. Powerful mutant too. He's what they call mega level. The Web of Black Widow. I noticed it just sold out on Midtown for $21. It was a nice cover, but I don't know. Not sure if that's going to be a good series or not. Could be one of those books that's hot for a little while and then cools off big time. So wait for the cool off, as they say. There was a lot of people talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Hellmouth #1. I don't know. It's not sold out on Midtown, so not quite sure if that's going to be a hot book or not. But I noticed a couple YouTubers were highlighting it, talking about it. All right, who else we got joining the chat? Pope Cerebus I. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Brandon Zoinski Comics. Probably destroyed that pronunciation. Says, looks like Sunspot on the foreshadowing variant. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Pope says, Jim, you really are branching out. Jim's trying to come out of his shell. He actually showed himself for the first time, which I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of the fact that he did that. You know, when I first started my channel, I didn't show myself probably for the first 50 videos maybe, and I had several people message me saying, or put in the comments, hey, we'd like to see what you look like. Why don't you, your show will do better if you show yourself. If you show yourself talking about comics more. And I agree. I mean, I think once I started doing that, I did see, a steady increase in my subscribers. So I think it does help to do that. Jim's content is so good, he probably doesn't need to do that, right? He doesn't need to show himself. He's good at what he does. It certainly didn't hurt his growth rate. Infamous says, I remember your first appearance as well as your cat. I put that video in a Mylar titled folder within the desktop. Yeah, where was that? Was I in my closet when I did that? I think it was in my closet. My closet. Sometimes I'll do a video from my closet just because I want to show off some books. They're like right there, and it's just easier to grab them. So I think that first video was probably in my closet. You're seeing all my clothes hanging up. That's one thing. The house I'm in is not the biggest. It's like 2,300 square feet. It's not that big. So I don't have my own comic book room. Once we move into a bigger house, that's definitely in the plans, is to have my own comic book room where I've got a lot of storage and where I can store all my books. So Jim's Comics says, "Are you doing this in a wind tunnel? Is the audio that bad?" All right, sorry guys. I probably should use those little. I notice a lot of people have the headphones on, so that I guess I don't know what I sound like. So Jim's kind of picky though. He wants it to be perfect. All right, what else we got going on here? Oh, Brandon says Stolinsky. Sorry, man. Yeah, I try. I don't know what I was doing with your pronunciation. I'm very bad at pronouncing things. Keep my books if I don't have a comic book room. I have a big walk-in closet, so I store my comic books kind of under my clothes in boxes and long boxes. So I've got right now I'm up to like 14 long boxes. Probably I'm going to be up to 16 real quick because I got a lot of books that I haven't put in boxes yet. But yeah, it's, the problem with collecting comic books over time is storage. It's a big issue. I mean, I knew a guy growing up that had about, I think he told me he had about 300 long boxes. So he literally had an air-conditioned storage unit that he would pay monthly for to store all his books, which is, my addiction's not up to that level yet, but given time, it might be. Yeah, I definitely need a. So I have a three bedroom house now with a loft. I could have had a fourth bedroom. What are you gonna do? Should have done a fourth bedroom. But the next house will have 4 bedrooms and a loft. So then the fourth bedroom will be my comic book room. And then I'll be broadcasting out of my room, which will be nice. So better than my dining room table or my back porch, where most of the times where you see me. Everybody's talking about how they store their books. Yeah, I've seen those drawer boxes. I think that's a way to go too. Is if you can get them properly weighted, right? You just pull them out. And it's a lot easier to access your books versus taking lids off. And yeah, that's one of the problems. Is like when I start to look through books or organize my books, I like get down to my underwear because I'm usually gonna sweat because I'm moving 65-pound boxes all the time. It gets to be a little bit. A little bit. I get winded from it. Yeah. So going back to the comic books, guys. I think I went through Marvel, Independence. You know what? That series I really like is that Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Terror Season 2. So I bought all the original, that first season. Ahoy Comics produces it. It's pretty funny. It's kind of like a Mad Magazine. It's all satire. The covers are really, really cool. I know the print run's usually pretty low on that. I don't know if it still is. I think that first series, at least issue number 1 and 2, was pretty low print run. But I've been enjoying that. I think that's really a good book to pick up. So that came out on Wednesday, the Edgar Allan Poe, Snifter of Terror. What else came out? And that Jungle Fantasy Survivors, holy crap. I can only imagine what that censored cover looks like. With the pose. Everybody look at that. Jungle Fantasy Survivors #1. I can only imagine what the censored cover looks like. That's pretty funny. What else looks hot for Independence? I think I'm wrapping up with Independence here. Shoplifters Will Be Liquidated. I don't know if that's a hot book or not. I like the title of it. I'm not so sure if that's a good book or not. Let me tell you, I've been promoting Vault Comics a lot. I think Vault Comics is a great, great publisher. They produce a lot of really good books. These Savage Shores is excellent. Heathen, I'm sure a lot of my subscribers are like, all right, enough of this Heathen shit. You've been promoting that like crazy. Heathen's been really, really good. Oh, you know that book that looks like it'll be hot is that Victor Crowley's Hatchet Halloween Tales #1. There is a B cover by Rich Bonk. It's a parody cover of The Shining. You know that scene where he breaks through the door and says, "What's he say? Here's Johnny." He says, "Here's Johnny." That cover sold out fast, so I don't know what the print run on that is, but that could be a hot book. Also, Watcher #3, the A cover. I know Jim's Comics has mentioned it. That cover is awesome. It's still available in Midtown. It's not sold out. I pre-ordered that in advance. That's a nice looking book. I love that cover. I have no idea if it'll be a good read or not, but the cover's awesome. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. So this will be part 1 of the live stream tonight. So later tonight, I may save the cigar and smoke the rest of it. I'll have another adult beverage to go with my part 2. But yeah, look for my live stream later tonight around 9 o'clock, 9:30. We'll jump in. I do have 11 people on the chat, which is cool. But I think if I do it later tonight, I'll get more people. Marcus, I'm drinking Bullet bourbon with a little bit of Coke splashed in there. So I have some left. I'll have some later tonight. So I'll take a little break. I'll have some dinner, and I'll be back on around 9:30. So I'll send out everybody a reminder about 30 minutes before, so everybody can kind of get prepared. If you're interested in joining, that'd be awesome. I'll show off some books. So I've got a stack of books here that I'll kind of highlight and show. So you'll want to check that out. All right, guys, check me back here at 9 o'clock. I think that's the time I'll do it. And in the meantime, eat some dinner, relax a little bit, and I'll see you back here at 9 o'clock.